Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be taking it step by step as usual. I hope that you will enjoy the making today. May God richly bless you, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, please keep watching.
On today's episode, we will be making my crunchy Bofrot recipe. This recipe is so simple and so easy to making. If you are interested, please stay tuned. I will take it step by step. Now, before we go any further, let me go ahead and show you the simple ingredients you need. So here I have 1 cup of milk, and it's warm milk, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, a teaspoon of salt. Here I have 4 tablespoons of sugar. And here are the simple ingredients you need. Also, we'll be mixing all the ingredients inside my electric stand mixture. What we have to do is to activate our active dry yeast. So I'm going to pour it inside the milk, and so as the sugar. And all we have to do is to simply stir it. So after stirring it, I'm going to leave this at a very warm place for it to rise. And then we can start with our bofrot. So whilst my active dry yeast is activating, let's go ahead and add our ingredients to our dry all-purpose flour. I'm going to add the salt and the sugar. And then simply mix everything and combine it. So in a nutshell, this kind of bofrot is basically, in American standard, I would say that fried bread rolls, because the process is just like bread rolls, okay? But the difference is that you bake the rolls, and this time you are going to fry it. So that's it. The making is very simple. So please keep watching as we put all the ingredients together to make our delicious, dry, crunchy bofrot. So the foamy substance you see here tells us that our yeast has been activated. So what we are going to do now is to transfer the yeast to our mixture bowl. At the same time, I'm just going to combine everything together. I'm going to add my melted butter. I'm also going to add my egg. And then I'm going to pour in my all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to transfer this to the paddle attachment and then start mixing everything together. So whilst my dough was mixing, I wanted the consistency of the dough to be a bit soft and sticky, and I realized that my milk was not enough. So what I have done is to warm up an additional 1 cup of milk, and I'm simply going to add it to my dough until it gets to the consistency that I want. So let's go ahead and do that. You can just add a little by little. Now just allow it to form. Let it all come together. So I wanted my dough to be very, very soft and very sticky, okay? And this is the consistency that I want. So I would say that I used about 1 cup and 1/4 of milk for this recipe. So if you use 1 cup of warm milk and it's not enough, just add a 1/4 cup of warm milk and then add it gradually until it gets to this soft, sticky consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and knead it for an additional 10 minutes. And once it all comes together, I'll come and show you the final result before I put it in a grease bowl and have it rise. Please keep watching as I do that. So right now I'm going to transfer my dough into the grease pan, and we are going to store it for about an hour at a very warm place. So this is how it's looking like right now. Okay, has come together very, very nicely. So let's go ahead and store it. The first thing I'm going to do is to cover it with my clingy wrapper. And then we're also going to use a damp towel. And then store it. So this is it. Let's go ahead and stir it until it's ready for us to work on it. So my dough has risen and I have already started working on it. So as you can see here, I have already started forming my dry crunchy bofrot. So I'm going to show you how I did this, okay? Then you cut a little bit of the dough, sprinkle a little bit of flour, and just start molding it to the round shape. That is all you are doing, just simply tucking everything in the middle until you've gotten that round shape, and then you start pinching the tip of it, okay? So it should look something like this. So this is the finishing result of my molded bofrot. What I'm going to do now is to cover it with this towel and then have it risen for the second time before we start frying them. So please keep watching as we do that. And it should probably take about maybe 30 to 35 minutes, okay, for it to rise again. Hello beloved, so we are back. As you can see, our bofrot has risen, and now we can go ahead and start frying them. Also over here I have been heating up my oil, and I want to assume that it's hot enough to start frying it. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to put this stick in here. If it starts to get very bubbly around the stick, it means that our oil is ready and we can start frying. Can you see the bubbles? That is one way to test it, if your oil is ready for frying. See, it's frying beautifully. Let's go ahead and add the remaining. So I'm going to continue to fry all of it. Seems like this one is done. We can go ahead and take that one out. I'll finish the rest and show you the final result. Please keep watching as we do that. Hello beloved, I want to thank you so much for staying tuned and learning how to make this wonderful recipe. As you saw, the making was very, very simple. This recipe is normally great with iced kenkey or any drink of your choice. Our delicious, dry, crunchy bofrot is ready. Thank you so much for watching again. May God richly bless you. Until next time, bye for now. And do not forget to subscribe, to comment, and to share the video, and also to like it. God bless. Bye bye.